Question 33.10. Questioner, I would ask you if you are familiar with the motion picture called the ninth configuration. Are you familiar with this? Answer, I am Ra. We scan your mind and see this configuration called the ninth configuration. Question 33.11. Questioner, this motion picture brought out the point about which we have been talking. The colonel had to make a decision. I was wondering about his polarization. He could have knuckled under, you might say, to the negative forces, but he chose to defend his friend instead. Is it possible for you to estimate which is more positively polarizing, to defend the positively oriented entity or to allow suppression by the negatively oriented entities? Answer, I am Ra. This question takes in the scope of fourth density as well as your own, and its answer may best be seen by the action of the entity called Jehoshua, which you call Jesus. This entity was to be defended by its friends. The entity reminded its friends to put away the sword. This entity then delivered itself to be put to the physical death. The impulse to protect the loved other self is one which persists through the fourth density, a density abounding in compassion. More than this we cannot and need not say. Question 33.12. Questioner, thank you. As we near the end of this master cycle, there may be an increasing amount of catalyst for entities. I am wondering if, as the planetary vibrations mismatch somewhat with the fourth density vibrations and catalyst is increased, if this will create more polarization, thereby getting a slightly greater harvest. Answer, I am Ra. The question must be answered in two parts. Firstly, the planetary catastrophes, as you may call them, are a symptom of the difficult harvest rather than a consciously programmed catalyst for harvest. Thus we do not concern ourselves with it, for it is random in respect to conscious catalysts such as we may make available. The second portion is this: the results of the random catalyst of what you call the earth changes are also random. Thus we may see probability-possibility vortices going towards positive and negative. However, it will be as it will be. The true opportunities for conscious catalyst are not a function of the earth changes but of the result of the seniority system of incarnations which at the time of the harvest has placed in incarnation those whose chances of using life experiences to become harvestable are the best. Question 33.13. Questioner, is this seniority system also used in the service to self side of becoming harvestable on that side? Answer, I am Ra. This is correct. You may ask one more full question at this time. Question 33.14. Questioner, what I would like for you to do is list all the major mechanisms designed to provide catalytic experience that do not include interaction with other self. That is the first part. Answer, I am Ra. We grasp from this question that you realize that the primary mechanism for catalytic experience in third density is other self. The list of other catalytic influences: firstly, the Creator's universe; secondly, the self. Question 33.15. Questioner, can you list any subheadings under self or ways the self is acted upon catalytically which would produce experience? Answer, I am Ra. Firstly, the self unmanifested. Secondly, the self in relation to the societal self created by self and other self. Thirdly, the interaction between self and the gadgets, toys and amusements of the self, other self-invention. Fourthly, the self-relationship with those attributes which you may call a war and rumors of war. Question 33.16. Questioner, I was thinking possibly of the catalyst of physical pain. Does this go under this heading? Answer, I am Ra. This is correct, it going under the heading of the unmanifested self, that is, the self which does not need other self in order to manifest or act. Question 33.17. Questioner, do we have enough time left to ask the second part of this question, which is to list all the major mechanisms designed to provide the catalysts that include action with other self? Answer, I am Ra. You have much time for this, for we may express this list in one of two ways. We could speak infinitely, or we could simply state that any interaction betwixt self and other self has whatever potential for catalyst that there exists in the potential difference between self and other self, this moderated and undergirded by the constant fact of the Creator as self and as other self. You may ask to this question further if you wish specific information. Question 33.18. Questioner, I believe that this is sufficient for the time being. Answer, I am Ra. Do you have a brief query or two before we close this working? Question 33.19. Questioner, yes, here is one question. Is there any difference in violet ray activity or brightness between entities who are at entrance level both positive and negative to fourth density? Answer, I am Ra. This correct. The violet ray of the positive fourth density will be tinged with the green, blue, indigo triad of energies. This tinge may be seen as a portion of the rainbow or prism, as you know it, the rays being quite distinct. The violet ray of fourth density negative has in its aura, shall we say, the tinge of red, orange, yellow, these rays being muddied rather than distinct. Question 33.20. Questioner, what would the rays of fifth and sixth density look like? Answer, I am Ra. We may speak only approximately. However, we hope you understand, shall we say, that there is a distinctive difference in the color structure of each density. Fifth density is perhaps best described as extremely white in vibration. The sixth density of the whiteness which contains a golden quality as you would perceive it, these colors having to do with the blending into wisdom of the compassion learned in fourth density, then in sixth the blending of wisdom back into an unified understanding of compassion viewed with wisdom. This golden color is not of your spectrum but is what you would call alive. You may ask one more question briefly. Question 33.21. Questioner, then I would ask if there is anything that we can do to make the instrument more comfortable or to improve the contact? Answer, I am Ra. This working is well. You are attempting to be conscientious. We thank you. May we say we enjoyed your vision of our social memory complex drinking one of your liquids while speaking through this instrument. I am Ra. I leave you in the love and in the light of the one infinite Creator. Go forth, then, rejoicing in the power and the peace of the one infinite Creator. Adonai.